okay, just to tie in, I may as well give you a demonstration and tie in the last part of the video. Passover's in 3 days. Today is Monday, wait a minute. Today's Monday, April 3rd. Passover is Thursday, April 6th at evening. 1, 2, we're 3 days away from it. And check this out. I've had this hyssop here for 7 years. I bought a bunch of it on Amazon. I wanted to show you and demonstrate what it looks like. This is ground hyssop. I've given some to people who've needed over the course of 7 or 8 years, believe it or not, and I still have more than enough for myself. So once you buy it, this is a coffee filter. Now, for demonstrational purposes, this is the wine that I used from last year. I cork it and put it up. You know, I'm not much of a wine drinker. If I decide to have a sip or if I have company, I'll have some wine. Or if I may take it for my stomach to help with digestion. But nevertheless, I got plenty of red wine around here. But for demonstration purposes, I filled this glass with some water so you'll see how to do it. Now, I should have had me a rubber band, but what you're going to do, check it out. It's hard for me to hold the phone, but you're going to take you some hyssop. Let me see if I can open the bag here. I'm going to set my phone down. It's hard to, if I had someone here to video, you're going to open the bag up, and I'm just going to show you about how much you want to put in the coffee filter. See, if you try to put it in a towel, the towel's going to rupture. Okay, look. I'm just taking a small pinch, and this is for demonstration purposes. You see the coffee filter? Sprinkling a little bit of hyssop in there. All right? Then what you're going to do is you're going to take the hyssop and you're going to bound it up like this. Okay? And you're going to put a rubber band around it to hold it. And then you're going to, as you're eating the Passover, you're going to let the hyssop sit almost like a tea bag in your wine. Okay? And at the conclusion of the Passover, of course, coat on your back, you're going to take, and you know, it doesn't take a lot of wine in that glass, just enough to saturate the coffee filter with the hyssop in it. I decided to go ahead and, demonstrate the walking through of this process. At the conclusion, you're going to walk to your doorway, your main entrance. For me, this is my main entrance. This was the first thing I brought into the house when I moved in, which was actually Passover exactly 1 year ago. It was the son's name, and I put it above my doorway because he is the door. Any man that comes in and any other way outside the door is what? A thief and a robber. So I open up. I got the camera in selfie mode. It's a little raining out here. And these are the door posts. This and this. And the lintel is up here. Okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to take your hyssop at the end and you're going to strike. You're going to let it run down. It's going to look like blood. Put it here, and you're going to put some up here. Indeed, there's a residue from last year's Passover. That is the striking of the doorpost and lintel of the main entrance or doorway of your house. You come in and you lock the doors. And I got the scriptures for you. Now, from that point, over the next 7 days, we're going to eat a new diet. Unleavened bread. You're going to be surprised how filling it is. And we're going to eat it for 7 days until the 21st day of the month, which will be exactly a week from Thursday. I demonstrated how to make the unleavened bread. You can eat it with some of your, like I said, I don't know how to make sop. It's a type of dip. You can use that. But it's not exactly a fast, but it will slim you down. It will change your spirit. You should start preparing yourself even now for it. You can drink your water because when we were in the wilderness, that's all we had. We may have had some of the leftover corn and things, and you can eat some of your leftover vegetables, but there should be no meat in it. And I'm just going to be honest with you. Some of you may be able to do it easier than others. The physical keeping of it is a challenge, especially being in Mystery Babylon where we can eat all we want and all that stuff. The truth of the matter is that I'm going to try to do I pray that I be strengthened, and I'm going to try to do the whole 7 days. I'm just going to admit to you, we all got faults. I went as far one year when I was still at Veterans Village. Me and Brother Demetrius, I think we both, I don't know about him. You know, sometimes we don't tell each other the truth. I think he was bull. But nevertheless, I went 5 days. I think he was telling the truth. I think he lasted 3, which was pretty good. So, hey, it's a challenge. Let's try it. Let's do it. I could use, a little slimming down. I got a little bit of a gut. I got what you call a dad bod or whatever. But, it's not just healthy for you physically. And Yahuwah, knowing all things, being the architect of man and created us, there are not just physical attributes and benefits. There is spiritual. We will be spiritually and mentally sharpened. Has to do with Daniel's diet, when they only ate post, which was vegetables. And their appearance was not just that of angels, their wisdom were increased. Okay, so as you read these scriptures in the days of unleavened bread, which is 7 days, here they are. The actual Passover, we're going to do Exodus chapter 12 through 15. That covers the Passover. The corresponding scriptures in the book of Yasher are Yasher chapters 79 through 81. Read them at your own pace. It's nothing wrong with going to sleep and then waking up, picking it up, because the scriptures can be so heavy. You have to sleep sometimes and let them digest. I've done that many times, so don't think it's strange. You read something and there's a new understanding given and you'll get tired. These are they're high holy days. Lay down, take you a nap, and then don't force yourself. Don't trouble the spirit. And then when you feel able, pick the books up again. Again, that's Exodus chapters 12 through 15 and Yasher's chapter, which is Jasher, chapter 71 through 81. You can find them online, sacredtext.com. Make a note of Numbers chapter 9, verse 6. That's what I meant to say in the previous video. It wasn't Numbers chapter 5 or 6. It's actually Numbers chapter 9, verse 6, where Yahuwah specifically said that we're to keep this all the time. Don't make a difference if you're unclean or whatever, or where you are. And then the Gospels. Try, any of the Gospels. I just wrote down for notes Luke chapter 22. The whole chapter, pay attention to verses 17 through 19. And then the book of John is optional. I mean, I'm not going to say it's optional. I'm just going to give it to you. There's more reading here, and it covers a lot. It's actually the book of John, chapters 12 through 18. That's what I recommend over the days of unleavened bread. I'm not making any more videos after this because 3 days, this is a sacred feast. Only Hebrews can keep it. Every man of the house and the seed of Israel should know how to make some unleavened bread and keep this service. Y'all willing? If we have and we bring up a righteous seed and we begin to teach our sons and daughters this feast, they're going to surely look up at us. Hey, Daddy, what does this mean? What are you doing? And we should be able to explain it to them with all its service. And the time of the year we came out of Egypt, how it happened. That's why I love the book of Yasher. When you read chapter 79 through 81, I kid you not, if you don't love it, you might want to check yourself. It reveals so much more that the actual book of Exodus doesn't cover. It just goes into more details. So with that, I just wanted to demonstrate that to you. Yeah, this hyssop has been with me for almost 10 years. I ordered a bunch of it on Amazon. I've shared it with Sister Carolyn, you know who you are, and some other people, Brother Demetrius, and some other people that didn't have it. So hope prayerfully you've ordered some, because that's part of the ordinance. No longer we don't slaughter lambs no more. Any man telling you to eat lamb is still deceived. Our sacrifice was done in Yahuwah. However, the rest of the ordinance is intact. That's why it's called Passover and unleavened bread. So, with that, that's, a coffee filter's pretty strong. You got you some hyssop. While you're having it, have it soaking. I mean, when you're done, you could either pour out the residue of that rhyme, or you could taste it. I've tasted it. The hyssop actually adds a unique flavor to the wine because hyssop is a blood purifier, and a lot of people drink hyssop tea. But if you want to give it a taste, don't. It only takes a little bit of hyssop, and it gives. I like ice in my wine because the type of wine that I was using was pretty strong. Ice is nothing but water, but nevertheless, you can take it strong, uh, you know, drink is, don't get drunk, ain't nobody trying to get drunk, but drink your wine and rejoice. I mean, even if you drink a little bit more, it is a celebratory, it's a celebration, and it's a sacred feast. Just the joy of taking it. If the wine puts you to sleep, and it causes you to forget about the grief of this captivity, then so be it. And I look forward to this because it is a sacred feast, and and it should be. I'm going to remind you, it should be a red wine, no fancy stuff, no blueberries and nothing like that, because the wine is His blood. It should be Concord grapes, none of this blackberries and all that stuff. Concord grapes. Like I say, I recommend Oliver, Mogan David, and Manischewitz. I'm just not, I know some wines, but as long as it's a red wine made with Concord grapes, you can go ahead and use it. So with that, I think that's about everything. So anybody want to talk, message me. It's good to call one another and speak about these things. Like it says in Malachi 3:16, and those that feared Yahuwah spoke often one to another, and Yahuwah hearkened. And it says, and a book of remembrance was written before Him for those that feared Yahuwah and thought upon His name. So I encourage you, call some of your brothers, man. We're supposed to look forward to things like this even more than we do these parties we go to. I mean, it's so grievous seeing our people, yeah, man, y'all going to this new set and all this. Those parties are going to be there, and it's not going to get you into the kingdom. Those can't benefit you, but this is a commandment and a great one. And keeping it is a great joy, and it adds to your value in the heavens. So if you want to call a brother or one of your brethren, one of your sisters, do it. If you got questions, or if you just want to lift up the name of Yahuwah and expound on the name of Yahuwah, His son, so be it. He loves His name. His name got to come first. His name is the light. His name is jealous. He's not going to allow the truth to come by any other variation or name. That's why it's so important. And that's why the Son's name is the key to scriptures. And there are mysteries throughout scriptures that only if you know the sum of His name, YAHUWAH, you'll see those mysteries. They are right there before your face, but you'll never see them unless you know and understand the Son's name. The beginning of the Son's name is His Father's name, Yahuwah. And the beginning of the Father's name, the Yod, is the Son's symbolic name, which is the Yod, which is an outstretched right hand. And also how Mashah parted the Red Sea. He lifted up the stick of Yahuwah in His left hand, which had Yahuwah's name on it, and He stretched out His Yod across the sea and parted it. His Yod was His right hand, and the Son that was in the cloud, the angel in the cloud, which was the Son of Yahuwah, moved and opened the sea before our people by night. So there you have it. Peace be with you, and Shabbat Shalom on this high Shabbat that's coming. I hope you all really keep it in your heart and enjoy it. Peace be with you.